I'm going to send you to the same place I sent the 7th Hokage, Boruto.
What's up, y'all? We back at it, man, with another chapter of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, chapter 19. This series just been cooking since the time skip. I mean, it was cooking before the time skip, but man, this series has been doing really good. And with the latest volume, volume 4, it's had the best sales since the series started, yo. So shout out to that. Shout out to everybody in Japan who actually picked up the volumes. I feel like it would do a lot better in sales if it released everywhere worldwide at the same time. But you know, they ain't thinking that far ahead. But anyway, I got to talk about this chapter, man. It's a couple things that had your boy a little upset. Now, I'm at work right now, so this video probably won't have the best edits, and I do apologize, but I feel like I need to talk about this chapter right away before I have time to calm down. So we're going to talk about it now, because I just read it at my desk. Now, Yodu, I know some of y'all might be like, yo, she did her job. She did sensory. She was able to detect Ryu wherever he went. Nah, man. She was trash on the battlefield, if you ask me. She could have been doing more. I expected more from her. Because of her, someone's going to be taken out. Someone's not going to survive this situation, and I feel like it's her fault, you know. Unless Konohamaru is the one who gets taken out, then I wouldn't consider that to be her fault. But if anyone else among the 4 people that's fighting Ryu gets taken out, it's her fault, man, for not being a capable ninja. Now, I know some of y'all are like, yo, you're being too harsh on her. No, to me, I think she's worse than Konohamaru. For real, like, yo, she just straight L's across the board. And I feel sorry for Araya, however you pronounce his name, the dude with the iron sword. I feel sorry for him because he loves her. And she doesn't even acknowledge him. She's all concerned about Shinki and getting him back. And it's just like, yo, damn. This dude is putting his life on the line to make sure you're survived. And you're not doing nothing, like you're not showing him any love back. And she's like, nah, we got to get Shinki back. That's all I care about. You know, you're giving all bloodlust. You're the reason Ryu detected all this hatred and that you guys were trying to portray him. You're the reason he found out about it. Nah, man, she's bad, yo. What Kakashi say? Worse than scum. That's what she is. She's worse than scum, in my opinion. Yo, but I will say, Araya, Sarada and Mitsuki, stand in applause for these guys. Like, they stepped up. Like, they were in this chapter doing the damn thing, and I was proud of these guys, man. Mitsuki doing the little snakes and stuff, like rapping Ryu. I'm like, okay, all right. Araya, like, using his sword to, like, manipulate the iron sand. Okay. And then you got Sarada, like, doing, like, using her Sharingan and then using the fireball jutsu. Like, all great moments. I loved it. I wanted more of it. Like, this stuff like this is, like, getting me excited for the return of the anime, which I cannot wait. Hopefully we get some type of announcement before the end of the year. But all in all, I feel like they did a great job. They were all S-class shinobis, in my opinion. Y'all do. Hey, look, man, somebody need to pack her up, man. If anything, she needs to be the one that don't make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, she needs to be taken out. Something needs to happen to her. Now, another thing that kind of had me a little upset is your boy Konohamaru. Like, yo, this dude never ceased to amaze me at how he managed to fumble the ball every single game. Every single game, this dude is dropping the ball. Why is he on the team? Like, yo, all you had to do was hit Messery with some lines, and you would have been in there, son. She's saying, like, yo, the way I feel about you, I had never felt like this before. In order to make this feeling go away, I'm going to have to devour you. Yo, that's when you're supposed to hit the game. Like, yo, nah, man, it's me and you, baby. Me and you against the world, Bonnie and Clyde. We doing this, man. It's us. It's us. It's me and you. Messery, it's me and you. She calling you another name and asking why she can't call you that name. All you had to be like, yo, I want you to come up with your own name for me because I don't want to think about, you know what I'm saying, Mugi when I'm talking to you. So if you come up with your own name for me, I'm only going to think about you when we're together. Hey, man, he could have hit her with that line. I guarantee you should have been like, oh, okay, take me. I guarantee you she would have said something like that. But no, Konohamaru was like, yo, I just don't want you to say it. I don't want you to call me that name. Please stop. And I'm like, you bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was disappointed in him, man. Very disappointed. He could have hit some type of lines. Like, the way she's feeling, that's the concept that Jorah and them was speaking of later on in the chapter. That's love. And that's what she has for Konohamaru. He could have had it to the point where she's like, yo, forget the other, you know what I'm saying? Forget them other the other tree beasts. Like, I'm with you guys right now. Like, I'm a shinobi of the leaf. He could have had it like that, eating out the palm of his hands, but he chose to mess it up. He better turn it around in the next chapter. He better turn it around in the next chapter, or I don't want nothing else. This is his last chance to prove himself to me. If he fuck it up, if he drop the ball again, it's a wrap for him. I'm not a Konohamaru fan. Like, I was rocking with this dude since day one Naruto. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this kid got potential. He's going to be something when he grow up. And now I'm like, yo, like a father, I believed in my son, but he let me down. He let me down. Yo, but it is what it is. And also, when it comes to Yadu, before we jump into the actual chapter, when it comes to Yadu, I don't care what nobody say. That claw grind bit her ass. She got bit. I don't know if it's going to take a while or something, but like, this is like some zombies or Walking Dead where eventually she going to turn. I don't care what nobody say. She got bit. But let's get into it, man. Chapter starts off, we got this amazing color page with Mogi on the front. Like I said, this is probably one of my favorites. It might even be number one just on the color scheme. And I never realized until we got this color page how amazing her outfit is. It might be the best female outfit in the whole series. I don't know. Let me know another shinobi, a female shinobi in the series who outfit look better than hers. Like, that shit is just goated. It's like simple, but at the same time, that shit pop. Hey, look, yo, that joke just dope. But anyway, we have the chapter starting off where, you know, Shinki, he gives this sword to Araya and pretty much says like, yo, I've been infusing my chakra with this blade. Now, I wonder how strong this blade is and how long did he infuse his chakra? Like, was it like a one-time thing, or was he just holding on to it, constantly feeding it chakra? Very similar to Sakura with the seal on her forehead, where she's constantly steady giving it chakra. I wonder which way. Like, hopefully we get more details on it. But he gives, you know, Raya this sword and says like, yo, you know, you can use this to manipulate my iron sand, you know, in order to protect father. So he's always thinking about Gaara, trying to protect Gaara. And you have it where Araya says it like, yo, man, that's all you think about. You can't go a couple seconds without mentioning your father's name. And, you know, you have it where Shinki says, well, the same could be said about you and Yadu. Like, yo, you're always talking about it. So that's when we kind of get the confirmation that he does care for her. He does love her. He's pretty much like, you know, like we've seen in all the three-man squads where one person like another person, but that other person like someone else. And it seems like he's going through that scenario right there. But he just wants to protect, you know, you got Shinki who just want to protect his father. And you got it where Raya says, yo, I could eventually use this weapon against you. And he was like, oh, well, you know, I had to give you a handicap. And it's crazy that Shinki is still talking shit. Like, I don't know. I really like it. I'm liking his character more and more as the series go on. You know, he's what Gaara should have been after Gaara turned good, in my opinion. Now, I know some people gonna be like, no, Gaara's still that guy. Yeah, he's still that guy, but he kind of lost his edge after he got defeated by Naruto. Like, he was still always cool, but he wasn't as cool as he could have been. And I feel like Shinki is that version of him that he should have became once he turned good. That's just my opinion. You guys can let me know how y'all feel about it. But you got it where Araya, you know, pretty much he frees Mitsuki with his, you know, with his sword, using that, you know, iron sand sealing blade. And I think it's pretty dope. Everyone's able to move and they're like, yo, we're about to start fighting. We got Araya pretty much taking the role of the captain. He's like, yo, you Leaf Village, you guys attack. I'll take on the iron sand. And Yodu, she's pretty much doing like the sensory. Now, I'm surprised that Ryu from the very start ain't do some shit where he's like, yo, well, I just got to take out the sensory girl and then I could eventually wear these guys down. That's what I would have did right off the bat. But you got it where Ryu was looking at him like, yo, oh, okay, you guys are pretty confident, huh? Well, you know what I'm saying? You guys are underestimating me. It's kind of making me mad, but at the same time, it's getting me fired up. Let's go. You see him shooting out all this iron sand. Of course, you got it where Araya, he pretty much uses the sealing sword to make the sand dissipate and fall down to the ground. And then next thing you know, you got it where Yodu is pretty much predicting his whereabouts, where he's coming from, where he's attacking from. And then you got it where Araya, like pretty much they make a good squad. Every time she says like 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you know, to identify the location of Ryu, you know, you have it where Araya uses his sword to take down the iron sand. Then you got Sarada, she's running up, she does a great fireball technique. And like I said in my spoiler video, I would love for someone to make so much fire or so much heat that it turns the sand into glass. Because in case you don't know, heat and sand, well, fire and sand is one of the the top elements in order to create glass, and it would have been dope to see that happen. But you see he makes a wall of iron sand, and while he blocked his field of vision on Sarada, that's when Mitsuki takes advantage of the situation to sneak up behind him with his snakes, and he goes into sage mode. And I'm just like, yo, Mitsuki, you doing the damn thing, man. You doing the damn, like, yo, his sage mode design is probably the best sage mode design in the whole entire series. And granted, we haven't seen too many people with it, but we've seen the first Hokage with it. It looks better than his. We've seen Naruto looks better than his. It looks better than the fourth Hokage. It looks better than Jiraiya's. It looks better than who else have we seen with Sage Mode? It looks way better than I can't even think. What's his name? Kabuto. I think it was Kabuto. I might be mixing his name up, but the dude who was working with Orochimaru. So out of all the versions of Sage Modes we've seen, I feel like Mitsuki's looks the best. But you got it where his snakes wrap around, you know what I'm saying, around Ryu, and it's like squeezing him. Next thing you know, he turns into sand to escape. And you got it where he starts hiding again. You got it where our gang is worried about him using his iron sand to try to manipulate their movements, which I forgot he even did that in the previous chapters, which is a dope move. But you see, Ryu isn't even concerned about doing that technique because he knows that iron blade is there that can disrupt his the movement of his sand. But next thing you know, you got it where Yadu predicts where he is again, and Araya uses his sealing blade to actually make the iron sand, you know, stop moving the way he wants. And then that's when you got Ryu saying like, yo, he can also gather the iron sand to him. And next thing you know, you got Mitsuki with the snakes coming out. Oh my gosh, this shit just looks so goated. They all pinning down Ryu. You got it where he's in pain. It looked like he's coughing up blood. And while that's going on, you got Sarada running with the Chidori. She ends up hitting him, and I'm just like, yo, she doing the damn thing. She's going in. I like the fact that lately she's been shining. A lot of us been wanting that from her, and she's damn sure been delivering lately. But anyway, you got it where they ask her like, yo, did you strike him? Is he done? She's like, nah, the attack was shallow because he turned himself into sand. And of course, it jumps back to Konohamaru while he's with Metsuri, and she's pretty much upset that she can't call him that name. And then you got Konohamaru pretty much saying, I just don't want you to call me that name, when he should have been hitting her with the Riz lines, yo, the lines that make her be like, well, I do get where he's coming from. No, this dude's like, don't call me that, stop it. And I'm like, Konohamaru, please, man up, man up. But anyway, you got it where she's like, yo, it's all your fault. I'll just have to get rid of you. And it jumps to Ada. She's watching everything that's going on. And even she knows, she's like, yo, you just don't understand Konohamaru. You just don't understand where she's coming from, do you? And I'm like, yo, she gets it. I gets it. I'm pretty sure you as the readers, you guys get it as well. Why the hell Konohamaru he better not fumble. I told you guys, he better not fumble this damn ball. But anyway, it jumps back to Koji, and he's sitting there with Boruto, and he's asking how everyone's doing. Of course, Ada's saying like, yo, you know, it's hard to say how they're doing against Ryu, but they do seem to be holding their own. But Konohamaru is in trouble. He might get eaten. He fucking up. He's dropping the ball. And of course, you got Koji looking at Boruto like, yo, I know you want to go, but you need to chill out for a little bit, relax, man, all according to plan. Next thing you know, it jumps to Jorah, as well as, you know, Hidori, as well, and Bug. And, you know, they're talking about the concept of love and how it makes people do crazy things and they don't quite understand it. Now, based off this conversation, it seems like Jorah believes that Ino is dead. You know, the son of Ino. I can't think of what his name, Inoji or something like that. But he believes he's dead. He's like, yo, it cost us he lost his life due to him being influenced by love. And, you know, because of that, he lost his life. So they don't know he's alive. I'm curious how they're going to react, or how Jorah is going to react once he find out that the kid survived thanks to, you know, Hema using her Nine Tails abilities on him. So I'm curious how he's going to react to that. Well, anyway, the way they're talking about love and how it makes people do crazy things, unspeakable things, it kind of reminds me of old boy from Bleach, Ukuyora. Hopefully I'm saying this name correctly. I'm probably butchering it. But how he was always speaking of love and asking if it was something he can reach out and touch. And then in the end, when he was dying, he finally realized what it was. So I'm wondering if that's going to be the case with some of these Senjus right here. Like, if eventually they are going to realize what love is, but once they do, it'll be too late and they're on the verge of dying. I always thought that was a dope concept when it came to Bleach and Ukuyora's character, especially his demise. So maybe we'll get the same scenario or slightly different and Boruto. Either way, I'm game for it. But you got it where it jumps back to Konohamaru and Matsuri and how they're arguing, and she's saying, yo, it's because of you I feel like this. It's because of you my mind is filled with these thoughts. I hate feeling like this. It's incredibly frustrating. In order to get rid of this, that's why I must eat you. I just have to eat you to get rid of this painful feeling so that I will never have it again. Then of course it jumps back to Sarada and Mitsuki and them as they face off against Ryu, and you have it where Ryu appears above them and he drops out a bunch of claw grimes in order to attack Yoda because of her sensory abilities, or at least that's what we're perceiving it to be. But you got it where these claw grimes are going at him. You got Sarada and Mitsuki trying to aid in this attack, throwing out snakes and fireball jutsus, but it's just so many of them that they're getting overwhelmed. And then it looks as if one managed to bite Yoda on her shoulder, but I guess the teeth didn't pierce, and she does a spin move that actually slashes the neck of that claw grime. Next thing you know, you have it where Araya tries to jump in. He uses his sword to slash through one of the claw grimes, but apparently their body is very thick because the blade gets stuck halfway in his body, and that's when Ryu uses the opportunity to push that claw grime through the portal of another claw grime to get rid of that that sealed blade. And you have it where he's smiling like, yo, without this blade you guys are helpless now. And I'm just like, yo, Raya, man, you should have just let her got bitten. Like, she went ahead and died, she would have just turned to a tree, man. You guys need the upper hand in this battle. So if she would have got taken out, she just would have got taken out. But of course, he cares for her, so he made that sacrifice for her. And you got it where Ryu's laughing. He's pretty much saying like, yo, it's over now. My Iron Sand technique is unstoppable now that you don't have that blade. But I'm hoping that Araya somehow learned how to use that ability without the sealing sword. Like, he's had the sword long enough to not be dependent on it, where he made a way to get around that handicap, knowing like if he ever lost a weapon, he would be in quite the bind. So hopefully he learned a way to do it without the sword. That's just my predictions, but I could be wrong. But next thing you know, it jumps to Matsuri and Konohamaru where she says, let's become one. And I would have, if I was Konohamaru, that's when he should have hit the wrist like, yo, in order to become one, we ain't got to necessarily do that. It's something else we could do. What you doing? And you already know. But it is what it is, man. All in all, amazing chapter. Loved it from start to finish, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I got to get back to work, man. I've been out here long enough, but I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Hey, thumb this up, man. I need 100 likes. Peace.